Welcome everybody, my name is Carl Bartnost and this is a vlog series I started to vlog the creation of my puppet, the theatre in which my puppet will be acting, and the final story. So this is the first episode. During this first episode I started making my puppet and I made the drapes and made the framework for my drapes for the theatre that my puppet will be acting in. Before I was able to do anything, I first had to do some shopping. Hey, I'm back from shopping and I picked up some things. So yeah, let's just take a look at what I got and then we're going to start working. I got styrofoam balls for this set, feathers to create little birds for the background, 2 colors of fleece for my puppet, red fabric for my drapes, and little eyes for little birds and my puppet. For creating the framework for my drapes, I needed 2 pipe connections, 1 short pipe and 2 longer pipes, a file and a large spring. After I cut a long pipe into pieces, I have filed them down to get rid of the imperfections. After I sawed the pipes, it was very fragmented at the tips, like this. So I used this to just take most of this other wear that would have been in the way if I wanted to put it in. But not only that, I sharpened the tips so it's easier to put in the connections when I wanted to fit everything together. As you might have seen, there was 1 short pipe, which was about 1 meter long, and 2 of these longer pipes, which is about 1.8 meters long. So this one, the long ones will be the side, but now I want to put a 90-degree angle bend in them, so it can form a foot piece, and I could put something heavy on it to keep the entire frame steady. And to do that, I'll be using this spring. So I'm gonna put it in, and then when I bend it, the side of the pipe won't fold in, and will just create an even bend over the entire pipe. One downside to this method is if you're doing it on a cold day and you're just bending it, it can actually rip the plastic. So I'm just gonna go put it outside in the sun for a bit just to warm it a bit up. I just fetched them, or one of them still lying in the sun, the other one. So I'm going to do my best and try bending these pipes. This part was actually much harder than anticipated. Firstly, the pipes obviously were quite hard to bend, but you didn't only have to bend them 90 degrees, you had to bend them much farther because they have spring in them, so they spring back. So I actually had to get my father in to help me because I wasn't entirely sure how to do it. But at the end, he showed me what to do the first one, and the second one I didn't do quite as well. I might have to go back and do it again, or just perfect it, but I don't think it's too bad. As shown here, the connectors will connect the 2 longer pipes to the shorter one to create a longer shaft in which the drapes will be hung. The 2 longer pipes, which have been bent, will be placed on the ground and be weighed down by anchors to increase the stability of the structure. Good morning. Today I'm going to attempt to make the drapes or the curtains of stage. I've just cut my fabric into 2 pieces to create the 2 drapes, and after a crash course with my mother how to use the sewing machine, I'm going to attempt the impossible and make something quality with a sewing machine. So wish me luck. I'm not going to lie, this was difficult at first, but after I got the hang of it, I think I did it quite well. Afterwards, my girlfriend and my mother told me that I pinned it down incorrectly, but it worked well. Hi, I'm busy editing and I just found out that I've lost some footage. I just wanted to show you how I made the drapes because that's the main footage that I lost. So the sewing wasn't too bad. I won't declare myself saint of everything holy, but you know, it's done. So I've got a seam at the front like that, and then a larger seam at the top. It's about this size. It's quite a large piece of fabric. I wanted to put in a pinch pleat, I think that's what they called it, to make it nice and fancy. It's where like goes like this and not like this, and looks good. But since my pieces of fabric are so large, I can basically just put it into this pipe, pinch everything together the one side, and it makes a very nice drape. So all in all, I'm very happy at how it ended up. So now we just have to see what happens to my puppet. Making the puppet was most definitely the difficult part, but I did some research. So the first thing I did was watch a video of Adam McCrutiner, who's a master puppet builder in my eyes, and he helped me immensely. So the first thing I did was create mouth plates, and after that I started cutting out foam and placing it on top. This was only temporary. I'll be cutting away from the sides to sculpt the form of the head, which would create the puppet at the end. So I never mentioned, but this puppet is an ostrich, which makes it much harder than normal puppets. Since normal puppets you can get a template, cut that out, put it together, and voila, you got a perfect puppet. But there's no templates for puppets with muzzles or beaks. So that's my puppet at this stage. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next episode.